Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, and this is a Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Usually, you don't see me up running around so early in the morning, which is 11 my time. I should be still sleeping, but me and Sean get together once a month since what, February or
Something
March?
like that. I can't remember. It's been a while, but February sounds good.
February. I think it's February. I have to go look at the date. So, we've been working on the Fat Quarter Shop so long called StarClimber. It is all foundation paper piecing, which to start with, Sean wasn't keen on.
No, but I played along, and it's actually been a wonderful project. So thank you for
Yeah.
encouraging. Sometimes it's good for you to have your friends kind of push you out of your comfort zone and give you something that you weren't necessarily keen on or super infused on doing, and just tried
Yeah.
something new. So thank you, Katie, for that. You probably know already. I've actually taken this project and turned it into two different projects that I've turned into the state fair, and we're eagerly awaiting the results of that as well. So, yeah, you've been a big inspiration for this year's state fair.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, because when we first started, like mentioned, you weren't too keen, and then later you're like, I actually enjoying this. And this particular project, I'm doing two paper piecings, I'm doing the Tula Pink one. And I have to say, I'm enjoying the Star Climber more than I'm enjoying the Tula Pink one. It's funny. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So why don't I'm going to spotlight you and we'll do the usual spill, tell them about your channel, blah, blah, blah.
Well, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Sean. I'm with the guy who sews. Well, I am the guy who sews. We don't have a team here. It's me, myself, and I. But I have a small channel over on YouTube, and I have a Saturday morning live at 8 a.m. So if you are like me and like to get up in the crack of dawn, you can come over and join me. And I usually have a guest join me each week. It's always a lot of fun. And then Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, I also have a podcast, which is where I show you what I get up to each weekend. So once you finish watching this, you can always duck over and check out that as well. And that is about it for me, I think. Did I miss any questions?
I don't think so. There's not any that I can see.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you, your podcast though is not like a premiere or a live, right?
No, it's just a standard what you call long form video. So yeah, you can watch it at any point. Yeah, it's only like they're usually like 6 or 7 minutes long. So um it's not really long enough for me to do a premiere because by the time everyone showed up, it'll be over.
Yeah, yeah, because I know you keep that pretty short.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I've
so
always
what's going
kept it
on?
short because one, I figured being new, well, I've been here almost 4 years now, so I don't know if I still qualify as new. I figured, people would be more likely to take a chance on a new guy if it was a shorter
Yeah,
video. And my first phone that I used for the podcast only had enough storage to do a 10-minute video. So, two different reasons. And I just kind of figured, let's just keep it short and sweet. My lives are my longer form stuff. If you want to see me hang out for an hour, hour and a half and listen to me, then that's a great way to listen to me for longer. But yeah, I like to keep my videos and podcasts short. So that way you can just duck in, say hi, see what I'm up to, and then you can go check out all your other wonderful content creator friends as well.
I really do enjoy your lives a lot and your podcast. But the lives I enjoy because you've introduced a couple people I've never even seen before recently. So that's been
Thank you.
fun for me.
Yeah, I'm
So
always scouring the YouTube world for new and interesting content creators that I can have jump on and join me in that sort of thing there as well. Sometimes I reach out and they're ecstatic. Sometimes they're like, no, thank you, which is fine. Lives are not for everybody. So yeah, if you ever find anyone that you think might be a good fit for me, please reach out and say, hey, Sean, I found this person. Have you seen them? Yeah, I always appreciate suggestions as well.
yeah, and you can send them my way so I can interview them because I love doing podcast interviews with them.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so Sean, why don't
Yeah,
you show? Are you going to be able to show them how you've been doing your Star Climber?
partially. Because I've done the doll quilt which has nine of the woven stars that's currently hanging up. Hopefully the blue ribbon. No, just kidding. It won't be a blue ribbon. Maybe with a ribbon if we're lucky in the state fair. And then I also did a cushion cover, which was five of the courthouse steps and four of the woven stars. That's also at the state fair, hopefully with ribbon hanging on it. But I do have some of the ones that I have completed here, the courthouse steps mainly. This
Yeah,
is here
no
of
problem.
Tulip Pink. And what I plan to do with the rest of these is make two more cushion covers because I love the idea. The cushion cover turned out so beautifully. So I figured I want to make two more of those rather than make a quilt. And then I did this with some Hawaiian fabrics as well. And then this was just with batiks that I had laying around. This is a wonderful scrappy project. All you need is some a little bit of scraps floating around somewhere, and you can make these.
Yeah, I agree with you. When I saw your pillow, I'm like, oh my gosh. So Sean's doing instead of doing the pattern, he's using the paper piecing part of it, but he decided to design it in how he wanted to. And I'm doing the 4 inch while you're doing the 6 inch.
6 inch, yes.
Yeah. So our it'll be fun when we both have our projects completely ready for you guys to see. And I think you're gonna love it because I love that pillow, man. It's really cool.
It was the neatest thing because I had the one I wanted to enter a couple of things in the state fair this year, and I had decided on the Woven Star doll quilt quite a while ago, and I just about got that finished the morning I had to submit it. So yeah, really cutting it down to the wire. And I was like, I really want to enter something else into the fair. And I knew I didn't have enough time for another quilt, but I figured, let's look at something in the sewing section. Let's see if I can enter something. Because I entered a dress last year and I got second place on that. I did a drawstring project bag a couple of years ago, I got third place on that. And I was looking down the categories and I came across pillow cover. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, these are 6 inch squares. I can do 3 by 3, make it 18-inch square, and make it into a cushion cover. I'd made some cushion covers just of one piece of fabric a few weeks previously, and it came together very quickly. So I figured, in theory, I should be able to sew the three, the nine, make the nine of these things together, turn it into a cushion cover, and just send it on up, and we'll see what happens to it. And when I put it together, I absolutely love the effect. I said, if I get a ribbon on this thing in a couple of weeks, fantastic. I'll be ecstatic. But if not, it's going to take pride and place in my living room. It's because it just looks fun. So,
Yeah,
and I just decided, I told my wife, I said, how do you feel if I make two more of these? And she's like, I love the idea. She thinks it's really good. So that's what I'm doing with mine. I figure it's a little different, might not be conventional, but it also shows you that with this pattern that we're doing, if you don't want to do a quilt, if you want to do a table runner or a cushion cover or something else like that, it's going to look just as pretty.
exactly. And that's the beauty of us creating quilts to or using quilt patterns to, piece or foundation paper piece or EPP or whatever. You don't have to stick to just doing quilts. You can do it however you want to do it and it come out just as beautiful. So I would, yeah, I'm loving it. So I'm glad you decided to do it that way because I think it looks fantastic.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm ecstatic with it. I think it looks really, really good.
So let's
So
say hello to the people in the channel. We have
yes,
um uh-oh. Oh, so uh technically Sean was first in the channel. But
but
we got
guests
a
don't
joke
count.
going on. I told him he didn't count. It's a joke, y'all. I wasn't
I
being mean.
know. No, she's fine.
It's a
I was just
joke.
playing
So,
along.
but Pat came in as a viewer. She was first. And hi Lori and hello. Uh and look who's in here. We got Andy from True Blue Quilts in here this morning.
I know, and
And
it's like the crack of dawn for her out there in Arizona. It's only just after
yeah,
5 a.m. So I was not up at 5 a.m. Katie might have been, but I sure as heck wasn't. So,
yeah, and she's going to be interviewing me today on her channel.
nice.
So I don't know when she's posting that or anything. She'll have to fill y'all in on that. But this will be the first time I've been interviewed by anyone, if you think
I'm
about
sure
it.
I think I've interviewed it at least once.
Well, I mean, yeah, podcast style is what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
or whatever I guess I don't know what you call it, pre-record,
Yeah,
because we've just so how many, I don't know how many's in here now, but uh 2 days ago I hit a milestone,
I
and
know. And you just
I want
blown
y'all to
by it.
know that this man here, Sean, has been such a good mentor helping me. When I first got started, I was a hot mess, wasn't I? Oh my gosh, I was, help, I can't. How many times did I have to? I texted you because I couldn't get the live to come up.
At least twice.
Yeah, and instead of saying I'm busy, he dropped whatever he was doing and he would come hop on and help me figure out what was wrong. And it was usually the same mistake that I've made more than once. It was me leaving one step out. And now I don't leave that step out anymore, thank God. But I have noticed something though. If I make multiple setups for lives ahead of time and I'm tired, I will make mistakes. It's so crazy.
Well, that's human nature. When you are tired, you make a mistake. That's like I love sewing at nighttime, but I tr also if I'm tired, I'll do my very best not to do anything super complicated
Yeah.
because, mistakes will happen. So, but yeah, no, it was actually, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but at the beginning, there was a lot of times if I knew you were alive, I tried to make sure I was at home and not doing a whole lot in
Yeah,
case
because
the phone rang, so to speak.
yep, because you came a few times to rescue me. You came into the chat when I was having trouble with something. Also, you would do that. So I'm bringing this up for a reason, and I know y'all saw I wrote about him on the post when I posted yesterday, about the milestone. The, Sean has helped a lot of people, and he does it, and with um he kind of reminds me. Please don't take this the wrong way, y'all. His actions and behaviors remind me a lot of my husband. He gives without expecting anything back. He has joy because he loves doing that and helping. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate you and how you've
Thank
been
you.
there for me for the last 2 years. And I hope that, 5 years down the road, we're still the way we are now, and because it's kind of getting scary. I'm a little bit not, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what to say about hitting this milestone exactly, but um if it weren't for him, I don't know that I could have got it done on my own, and I appreciate that.
And yeah, I'm happy to help. I had a lot of help myself, not technologically wise, because that's something I'd like to do myself. But I had lot of, well, yeah, a number of shout outs from bigger channels like So Becker and Stephanie Stitches and that sort of thing in the very beginning. So I got a lucky break. And so I've always figured, I want to pay that forward and help out others because trying to get your first 100 subs, first 500 subs, just getting yourself noticed on this huge platform with, millions of videos and everything else out there is not easy. So
Oh, it's not.
if I can help someone get themselves started, um, I'm more than happy to do so. And I feel that when they succeed, that I succeeded. And, in a little way, I've been able to do a little, I've been a small part of that. So, happy to do it. I love seeing the others succeed. And yeah, let's see that. Yeah. And I think it's fantastic that you've made 5,000. Like, I haven't made it there yet. And, I'll get there when the time comes. And if I don't, that's okay too, because really at the end of the day, I'm here because I enjoy it. If I did, I would definitely just come on one last time and say thank you all for your support. But this is just not for me anymore, and it's time for
Yeah.
me to leave. But yeah, I mean, you've done fantastic, Katie. I was reading the statistic the other day, and I don't know how true it is. It may be overall, it may be in the quilting world, but I think only 10% of people hit 1,000. And then I think it's like 2% or something hit 20. So you're probably in the top,
Wow.
you're probably like in the top 5 to 10% of channels for quilting overall. So, every time that you look at yourself and you go, no one's watching, what am I doing? Why aren't I any good? Think to yourself, you are doing fantastic because you're in the top 10% at least. We both are, so just
Yeah.
keep at it. You're doing something right. People shop every week to watch us. So, like I always look in awe every Saturday morning when I have my live and I see 50, 60, 70, 80 people watching. I'm like, these people can be doing anything else, but
Yeah.
they're choosing to come and hang out with us. And I am so honored by that each and every week. I don't know if you guys realize that. But it really does make a huge difference to me. It makes a huge smile on my face. When I started my channel, I had no expectation or no desire to do lives. It was because of the viewers that kept asking and asking, please do a live, please do a live. My first live, oh my goodness, it was a hot mess. You think yours was a hot mess, Katie? Mine was worse, I can assure you. It was about 3 minutes long. Dogs were barking. Nothing went right, and I just said, "Look, I've got to go." But I learned a valuable lesson. I learned that I need to prepare for my lives a little better, and that sort of thing there. So, it's just one of
I
those
think,
things. You live and
yeah,
learn.
I think that, while we're so new to it and as we progress over time, certain things that, like you mentioned a dog barking. I've got now where if my dog is making a little bit of racket, everybody knows what she's griping about. And instead of stressing and want to go lock her in the bedroom, I don't do it anymore. I try to, I've been trying to just be me and,
Yeah.
and hopefully no one worries about, well, I hear a dog barking in it, or no, she doesn't bark, she whines. And she sometimes gets louder when she's expressing herself. But the point to it was, a lot of times when we're talking about there's background noise or something happens that causes a little extra noise, I've gotten where now I just don't worry about it. And a lot of times when I go back and watch my videos, I'm like, she wasn't as loud as I thought she was, so,
Well, that's the beauty of lives, especially of like platforms like Zoom or StreamYard and that sort of thing there. They have fantastic background suppression
yeah,
noise. So it's not always that way with long form videos, but yeah, the lives, I mean, the sewing machine noise is reduced dramatically. Like what I hear and what you guys hear is dramatically reduced. Dogs walking around, the dogs barking, that sort of thing. Yeah, a lot of it's drowned out, so which is really nice. And that's another reason I go live early in the morning. A, it suits my family because everyone likes to sleep in on a Saturday morning. But also my dogs sleep. Like I feed them, put them outside to go potty, and they come back and go to sleep. So it actually works out quite well, this 8 o'clock slot in the morning. So
yeah,
um,
yeah.
but if you hear if you hear someone snoring, it's Copper, but I doubt you'll hear it because he's not super
I
loud
never
this
heard.
morning.
Yeah, I never hear him. We got more that just came in. Hi, Linda. Hello, Cynthia. Um, thank you, Andy, for the comment. She says, congratulations, Katie. I saw this morning. Cynthia says, good morning. You early birds are all insane. and and I'm going backwards on some of these comments too, just so you know.
Oh no,
Andy
you're
also
fine.
said, we went to bed really early last night, so I'm bright eyed and bushy tailed. That's why she's early.
Gotcha. Yeah, she
I
she
wish.
often pops in on my lives, sometimes a little bit into it. But it always amazes me that, especially the folks out there in Arizona on the West Coast that pop up and say hi. And sometimes it's because they're insomniacs and they can't sleep, and that's okay. I mean, like if we can help you out a little bit, that's fantastic. So thank you all again. It really does mean the absolute world to me because yeah. I saw a comment here, I think from Linda, it said that let's see. I'm so glad you'll have a platform. I could never do anything in front of a camera. If you'd told me 5 years ago that I was going to have a channel and I was going to be in front of a camera and I was going to do lives and this sort of thing here, I would have told you absolutely insane.
Yep.
Absolutely insane that you need to go. Um, yeah,
My
that
thing
this.
was, you mentioned that. My thing was, I mentioned this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago that when I go back to the States, I'm gonna get all of my photographs out of my storage unit, bring them home so I can divvy them up between the three kids and everything. And I know I'll find dozens of pictures of well, lots of the kids, but there'll also be a lot of their dad, but you won't hardly see any of me in any of it. I never would let anybody take pictures of me because at the time I didn't care to be seen, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's understandable. And I was like that when I was younger too, to be honest. But I am super shy. Like I'm probably the most introverted person you'll ever see. Um, people are always surprised by that. But like here, I consider I'm a friend. So I'm cool with
Yep,
that. But you put me in a new environment. Look for the nearest corner that's like secluded because that's where you're going to find me.
yep.
So Andy was asking me when does the fair open so we can see your ribbons. I think it opens in 2 weeks or so. I don't think I'm going to make it up there the first weekend, unfortunately. So I'm going to kind of hope that one of my viewers um, can take a look and just send me the scoop beforehand. That would be fantastic. So if anyone is going to the Virginia State Fair in the first couple of days, please let me know. I may be recruiting you to get me some reconnaissance and let me know how I do. So we'll see what happens. Or maybe I'll take the day off and go up opening day. I just don't know yet. We'll see what
That sounds
happens there.
good. Um, Linda says, "Morning, everyone. I'm glad to hear you're hitting milestones. I hit three. You know that, Sean? In less than a week.
Okay, which ones were? I know about the 5K.
I
You got like a
remember I hit that.
175.
Yeah, that 175,000 views. I got an email about that. I'm like, what? Really? And I went and looked, and I'm like, oh my God, I did. Because I listened to your advice to stop looking at my analytics so much.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I've been listening to that, so I stopped obsessing over it. And like once a week I'll go look, or I'll get something from YouTube saying this is what's happened over the whole week with your channel, and I'll look at that. But when I got that email about the 175,000 views, I'm like, oh my God, when did that happen? And when I looked, I'm like, oh, you know, um, let me see here. Lori says, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Lori. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Um, Linda says, that's wonderful, Sean. I'm not sure what, let me see here. Crystal. Uh, Rita says, Linda, not everyone can, but once you do, she's talking in reference to what she said about not getting in front of the camera. And Rita's doing really good with her channel right now.
Yes.
Uh, Andy says, Katie, does Greenland have any type of craft show or festival? When I first moved here, I remember they had a fall festival and a spring festival, and but it didn't really have crafts and stuff in it. Now they do have a Christmas bazaar where you can sell your whatever you want to sell that you make. Um, and then I know one year, and it really hurt my feelings. One year they had a in the summertime they had a show of showing knitted knitted projects. And so I went by there and I asked, will you take projects that's been crocheted? She flat out said no.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I'm
Hmm.
like, wait a minute, I'm using yarn and you're gonna say no? That's just rude. So I've been talking to a couple people and I think I'm hoping I don't know how we're gonna accomplish it because I need to we actually need to sit down and have some kind of meeting. I would like to us to have a club where all fibers or all artistic endeavors can be in that same club: sewing, crocheting, knitting, painting, all of it. And
That'd be a
then
fun
once a
idea.
year have, yeah, and then once a year have a craft show, you know,
There you go. Yeah.
and we can probably host it down in town square or either in the community center, because or the gym down here because the gym's really big. And it would be a great place to set, a whole show up on a weekend so
Yeah.
people can come and look at everybody's stuff. So they got a couple things going on in town right now. there's been this discussion I mentioned, but there's also discussion about what they can do to help the young people have things to do because since COVID happened, there's been issues that the young people, some of the young people have been doing, like breaking glass in
Mm,
businesses. Mostly it's been businesses been hit the hardest, and it's been more than once on two of the businesses. And I don't know why they're doing it. They need to put cameras up, but they're talking about putting in a skate park. They're also talking about putting in a go-kart park. And the newest thing is, which I think is a great idea, is they want to put in a, I don't know what you call it, but they put this line in where you can get on a little seat and it takes you to the top of the mountain. And this will be in the wintertime when there's a lot of snow, and they're going to do it so kids can snowboard down the mountain.
oh, okay.
And I think that's great because, I've asked Nikolai several times, I'm like, why do they not participate in the Winter Olympics doing things that relate to, snowboarding and um, ice skating? Because we have a lake that freezes over.
Right.
They should, and I think that's going to be something they're going to start talking about.
That'd be
Uh,
fun.
yeah, it would. Linda's, I wish they'd put a bowling alley in because I'd go join a league. Linda
Yeah,
says, well, I just,
that was always
oh,
fun. I was in a league a couple of times, like once when I was like a teenager, and then again not long after Amanda and I got married. So that would be fun.
yeah, my youngest daughter and her husband are on leagues, and they go to Las Vegas to compete on the I don't know, is it national level or something like that? Because they do it in Las Vegas all the time. Linda says, "Well, I just don't have the desire to I guess, but if I did, oh, it would not go well. Hey, it'll with all of us, we'll help you.
Yeah, if you
But
don't have the desire to do it, definitely don't do it. But if you have the
yeah,
desire to do it, I can tell you from personal experience, if I can do it, anybody can.
hey,
So,
hey, Joyce." Joyce says there aren't many photos of me floating around. Yeah, I've gotten better about it now. Like when I make my little thing photo of myself. The other day I did a photo, but normally if a photo happens, it's because Nikolai sneaks in and does one. But the other day I did one in front of our tree out in the yard, and it came out good, and I'm using it as an avatar. But yeah, Linda says don't like photos either. Uh, Linda says my quilts are even shy too. Ha ha.
please share them with us. I really do love seeing what
Yeah, we
everybody
want to
gets else
see
up
them.
to. Because you all
Exactly.
get to all get to see what I get up to each week, and I love sharing that with you. But I do really enjoy, and I get a lot of inspiration from going to quilt shows and also seeing what everybody else gets up to. So please share photos in Katie's Facebook group or my Discord group or wherever you feel comfortable, because I'm pretty much members of everybody's stuff. I love seeing what everybody else gets up to. So please
Well,
share if you feel comfortable, and the nice thing about these Facebook groups and that sort of thing too, or Discord or wherever you join, um, is we're all supportive. We're not going to sit
yep,
there and point out your mistakes and that sort of thing there. And if we do, we'll happily boot those people out the door because we don't need that sort of
exactly.
negativity in our life.
Yep.
But as I've never seen anyone be negative in my Discord group, or Katie's group for that matter,
Yeah.
that's ever said a negative word about what you've posted. You'll see every mistake in that quilt. Like the quilt behind me, it has a highly, what was it, honorable mention in the state fair last year. It has more mistakes in it than you can care to count. So, just make these beautiful projects and please share them with us. We would love to see it, and so would a lot of the viewers as well. Would love to see it. It's not just Katie and I that want to see them. We really do enjoy seeing what you guys get up to.
When you share your projects with us, we get to honor you guys by showing them. And a lot of times, I don't know if Sean's done it, but every so often I'll go and share the screen, and we'll mosey on over to the Facebook group and show everybody everybody's quilts has been posted on the Facebook group because it's a way for everybody to see what other people are doing creatively. And to me, if you see other people's work, it gives you an idea. Oh, I like that idea. Why don't I try that? You know?
I know that's where I get a lot of inspiration from, is from
Yeah, it's
seeing
very
other
inspiring.
projects
Yeah,
and quilt shows and that. Yeah, I haven't done the show everybody stuff on Facebooks, yet because usually you beat me to it. Because
sorry.
no, it's okay. And I don't know. I see by the time I get around to doing it, someone else has already done it or anything else like that. So I think I'm going to leave it up to the specialist and that sort of thing there as well. So, but yeah, it's great to be able to share. I know Becca does the same thing on her live streams a lot. She'll do her Friday night thing there as well. So
Yep.
I don't know. Will
And
I do it in
Tammy
the?
does.
Yeah,
Tammy of the
Tammy
Iron
does.
Man, she does it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to. Maybe, but I think I'd definitely think I would like to ask everybody first, hey, is this okay?
I
I
think it would be
think,
a great idea, Sean, because some of us, even though we all mill in and out of each other's channels, some people who might be on your channel may have never been to our channel, so we will
yeah,
have never seen their work.
yeah. Now this idea is swimming around in my head on this. So yeah, maybe you'll see something from me fairly soon,
Yeah,
in that regard. Yeah, as I said, the idea's floated through my head before, and but I just haven't done it yet. But I don't know. That might be something that we do, in the near future. Just stay tuned for that. Let's see. Joyce says no bowling for me. The last time I bowled, I went down the aisle right along with my ball. Oh, that would have hurt. Um, I did okay with bowling. Um, I did better after I had some adult beverages. I don't know, for some reason the more alcoholic beverages I had, the better I got. It's the weirdest thing. I guess it helped me loosen up. It was the weirdest thing.
yep. Rita's so funny. She says, "Club, huh? Do we put pins in the club? Ha ha." And Linda says, "That's wonderful." You had a point there. Where did it go? Oh my God. Linda says, when young people don't have things to do, they find trouble. Exactly. And I
Yep.
think that's what's happened with our town is this all these window breakings that's been going on. They're not, when they break the glass in these businesses, they don't go loot it. They're just breaking the windows and walking away. So they're not even going inside the store when they do it. So yeah, and I think it's just sheer boredom and maybe they're angry about something, there's that too. Um Andy says, I remember having a hard time with the T-bar style ski lift versus the bigger chairs. Haven't been in the snow in a long time. Um Linda says, when young people don't have things to do, they get in trouble. I read that already. Hi, Linda of Irish Sail Lady. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, it's good to see her.
She says she's sewing on some paper piecing while she watches.
Nice.
Hello, Molly. Um, I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Welcome to my channel and welcome
Which
to
who was
Melanie
that?
and Sean's sewing hour. And I haven't sewed yet. I've been too busy running my mouth. And then Lori says, I just joined a bowling league 2 weeks ago. Oh, I can't wait to hear about your fun with that. Um, Let me see. Fun, Lori. I would like that for socializing. Wouldn't have anything to do the team score. Exactly. And that's what I've been talking to my son. He needs to get back into bowling. Now that things have settled down and they're settled in their home and he's got a job and things are just going really well for him right now. I
That's
told him, I said,
good.
you need to go. He has to go to the town next to the town he's in because the town he lives in doesn't have a bowling alley, but the one next to him does. I said, you need to join a league and get back to bowling again. Maybe you'll meet a nice girl in there.
You never know. I mean, you
Right.
always find them when you least expect it in the most random places. So
Yep.
yeah, I've actually contemplated joining a I don't know if you've heard of Top Golf, but it's like one of those, it's like a driving range of like a bunch of targets and stuff, and they have
Mhm.
leagues. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not on the days that I'm in the office. Um, at the one near me, unfortunately, because it's like a 35-minute drive away from me to go to this place, but it's like 5 minutes from my office. So if they ever
Yeah.
have leagues when I'm in the office, I'm very seriously considering joining that league because I think it's like a 6 or 8 week league. So it's not like, yeah, that was one thing I wasn't super fond of with the bowling leagues. They were like 8 or 9 months. So it was a huge
Yeah.
commitment. But I like the shorter league idea, and I think it was like $110 for the 8 weeks, so it wasn't stupid
It's
expensive.
not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it was
Not
like
at all.
$15 a week or something. So I thought,
Yeah.
well, that'll be fun. So yeah, if they ever like have it on the day where I can actually go to it, because I'm not driving 35, 40 minutes one way to go. Um,
Yeah.
that's just too much. And it could be worse if traffic's bad. Whereas from the office I can get there in 5 or 10 minutes. So I don't know, maybe in the future you'll see me playing Top Golf. The last time I was there, we went there with work. I was whacking the heck out of some of them balls. I was on a hot streak. Like I'm usually struggling to hit at 100 yards, and this time I was doing like 150, 175. I mean, these balls are just flying. So,
Let me see. Rita, or no, Andy says, Rita, I made a Christmas tree skirt with non 90-degree corners. There is a special tool to mark the pivot point for those odd angles. Hi, Lori. Welcome, welcome. Um, then Rita says, thank you. And then she says, Rita, cutting bias strips instead of straight grain helps too. Then Linda says, I have thumbs and a back. Oh, she has a bad back and thumbs. Gotcha. She can't bowl anymore.
yeah.
Then Rita says, oh my God, I knew that too. Goodness, thank you. Hi, Joyce Hernandez. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you here too. Then we have Stephanie Fulton. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, thank you all for joining.
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. And I
And
think we're caught up.
yeah, because I know we're on super early, but this is, it was like I was telling Katie before, like my schedule is just 100% all the time. Like I never seem to have a free moment to myself, it seems like. So this is about it for me. And like when I go live with Tammy, it's at 10 o'clock at night because that's really the only time her and I can get together. So
Yeah, I know, and I could tell sometimes that you're tired
oh, I'm exhausted. I'm usually
because
exhausted.
you're a lamb, not an owl.
Yes.
Me, I could burn that candle that time of the night.
Yeah. But it works out well, and I do enjoy doing the late night with Tammy just because it gives my West Coast viewers a chance to see me live, like without having to get up at 4:45, which I know is
Yeah,
not everybody's cup of tea. So it kind of works out well for us.
yeah. The East
Uh,
Coast gets the kind of the odd end of the stick a little bit.
yeah, but it's I do my lives when it works for me, because unfortunately I this does not bring in nearly enough revenue for me to do this
No,
full time. It'd be nice if it did, but I'd be homeless in about 3 weeks if I did this full time right now. So,
yeah, I'm often wonder how some of them manage to be able to quit their job. Um, I watched this couple. Well, they have a family. They got 5 kids now. I was talking about them yesterday actually. For good, the name of the channel is called Good Simple Living, and also
mhm.
I watch Arms Family Homestead. So they're both of them, and both the guys were law enforcement. They quit their job because their YouTube was doing well enough for them to do it, and they've been doing so many things, and I'm like, they must be really making a lot of money off of YouTube to afford all the things that they've been doing.
Well, I think it's a couple of different factors. First of all, different categories in YouTube pay better based on the advertising revenue. Like if you're I think like gaming, for instance, pays next to nothing.
Yeah,
Because it's just so many of it. And then like there's other stuff like financial and travel and other sort of things there tend to pay more because the advertisers are willing to pay more to advertise on those sites because I guess the return on their investment is greater. So there's that. But then I think you'll find a lot of the people that do this full time are not just doing videos on YouTube. They're doing memberships, they're doing merchandise, they're doing
Yeah.
other sources of revenue. I think you'll find a lot of those folks are doing, courses that you can take with them for X amount of money as well. So basically, the revenue, the ad revenue, and YouTube sometimes is a gateway for them to get an audience and get a potential client base and that sort of thing there as well. So, can you do it full time? Yes. Would I like to do it full time at some point down the road? Absolutely. But right now, you know, it's not a viable option, and I'm fine with that. And plus, I do it right now and plan on continuing doing it as long as I can because I enjoy it. If I'm doing it full
Yeah.
time, it may become work, and I might not enjoy it as much. So I don't know if that's something I do want to do. We just don't know. I mean, if my job told me tomorrow I'm getting laid off, then yeah, things might get, well, I'd go ahead and look for a new job. But things might change in that aspect too. I don't know. You just never know. So there
At
you
least we
go.
have this avenue, you know, that we can, expand on if we choose to.
Yeah. And I could change a lot of things about my channel to make it more, um, to get more revenue and that sort of thing there. But at this point in my life, I don't really want to. I do what I want to do because it's fun and I enjoy
Yep.
it, not
Yep.
because it's going to bring in, 20% more revenue, 50% more, that sort of thing there. I do partner with a few companies. I partner with Cotton Cuts. I partner with Art East, and I'm also Aliso and that sort of thing there. So I do some stuff with them. But for the most part, I'm a free agent. I can do whatever I want. So, and like for the most part, I'd like to keep it that way. If someone comes along with a business proposal that's interesting to me and it works for both parties, fantastic. I'm more than happy to hear about it. But if I don't, I'm not that worried about it because yeah, I want to do what's fun for me and what's fun for the viewers to come in and watch. And a lot of times that's not a sales pitch.
Yeah. Um, Linda says, Sean, aren't you a young father too? I can barely find time to do anything when my kids still were still home. I made about 1 to 2 small quilt projects yearly then, and now I make about 12 big ones a year. And then, hey, Andrea, welcome, welcome. Andrea says, I watch Arms and Eddie's too, Katie. They have a lot of sponsors that pay them in addition to what YouTube pays them, but Arms has over yeah, exactly. They have over 1 million subs,
Yeah,
and Eddie's has over 100,000. Yeah, both of them do. But with Arms Family, when I first started watching them, I think they were around 50,000. And then right after he quit his job, they just blew up. And now his wife's got a channel, and they built a merch warehouse to sell merch out of, and
yeah,
yeah. It's like they have all this money. I'm like, golly, they must be really doing well off of YouTube.
yeah.
Um,
And the sponsorship thing's something I forgot about, but yeah, that's a big thing too. A lot of times with these bigger channels, companies will sponsor a video or a series of videos, and sometimes the payout on those, I mean, can be in the hundreds, if not thousands of dollars if you're big
yeah,
enough. So, when you put all that sort of stuff there together, and Andrew is basically confirming what I was saying earlier. Yeah, multiple streams of income from patterns, teaching, brand deals, etc. We talk about that stuff on the Quilting on the Side podcast, which is the podcast that she's doing. If you haven't checked out Andy's channel, definitely go over and check it out. Her and a friend, Tori, do this wonderful podcast that they interview a lot of different creators, of which the next one is going to be our friend Katie here. So definitely go over and check that out as well because it's a lot of fun. I interviewed and was on her podcast. Was it last year?
yeah, it was last year. I
Yeah,
went back and looked. I went back through my because I set up a new podcast playlist for this year's podcast. But I was going through last year's, and I'm like, it brought back so many memories of every time I interviewed someone new and the things we talked about, and some of them I sat and rewatched again, and I'm like, things have changed so much in the last 2 years.
not for
Um,
sure.
Oh, Stephanie has a comment about my hurricane room. I actually we talked about this yesterday. Or no, Friday. Yeah, on Friday's live. She writes, Katie, I have a suggestion. In order to conquer the hurricane room, commit to an hour a day to clear out the room, even if it's 50, in 15-minute intervals. We get overwhelmed cleaning out our sewing room. So here's the update. Yeah, Friday and probably tomorrow we'll be doing the same thing because tomorrow's Monday and I don't think I have. I have some. I'm doing a live on Tuesday, but not tomorrow. Tuesday's the crocheting once a month thing. Um, but tomorrow we are going to be. We have what I sat down and did. Y'all be proud of me. I made a
Cool.
list.
Okay.
I did it in the order I think I should do it in order for because we need to have a staging room, our cold room, and this the other half of the living room we're going to use as a staging as we empty out things out of the um, craft room because well, we're going to be cleaning out glass. And so Friday, I moved all of my flower pots out of the house, the empty ones, and me and Nikolai moved all of them, and some of them were huge. And we moved them all to the boiler room in the basement. So everything's in there nice and neat. And then we're going to, I have to put curtains up because I don't want the sun bleaching out anything I set in there. And we're going to use that as a staging area, but also Nikolai's going to put two long tables together that we have so that he can build his trains and the tracks and put them all together so you guys can see his 16 trains on tracks. So I'm excited about doing that too. And
Yeah, when
then
we
what we're going
talking
to do
about
is we're
that.
going to go from there to the craft room. And I'm just going to start with one shelf and pull everything off of it. Um, I had already cleaned some stuff off or cleaned things that are on the shelf and put back on the shelf, but I'm gonna pull them off the shelf, put them in a container and move them out of there because we need to get everything out of the room. And I don't know how many days in a row. It'll depend on how much I tolerate. Because if Nikolai said that if he sees me stressing, he's gonna kick me out.
Yeah. But doing it in the 15, 20 minute intervals that who was it mentioned?
It was
Stephanie mentioned. I think
Stephanie,
it's a
yeah,
fantastic. I think that's a fantastic
yeah,
way to
yeah,
start off. I think that makes a lot of sense and is definitely a good way to start. And then what was it? Linda, I think, said too about me being a young father. Well, thank you for that because I don't know how if I consider myself that young anymore. But what I found helps me immensely. Yes, I'm extremely busy. I work full time. We are always running around doing stuff with the girls while they're here. I find that doing a little bit every day helps me out immensely. I do these sew everyday challenges with Tasha a couple of times a year. Whenever she does it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to jump on board. I found that doing a little bit every day helps. Even if I only get in here for 15,
yeah,
20 minutes at night, it helps me de-stress after a day at work because my job is not mentally, no, sorry, it's not physically demanding, but it can be very mentally demanding. And it's a good way for me to just de-stress and that sort of thing there. And sometimes I just pull out a simple project. Sometimes I've actually had nights where I've ripped out one of these and just put it together
yeah.
because it's easy. It strips the fabric, you sew it together, and bang, you're done. So yeah, I find a little bit each day helps. It's not just to get views, although those shorts are doing very, very well, and I'm so thankful for that. But it really does help, and it's really helped me get a good habit of getting into the sewing room every night. So, well, just about. I think I might have
And
missed maybe.
since you brought that up, Laura Supp was talking about that she had lost her sojo because she's had health issues for the last
Yes.
year between falling down and breaking her back and then the latest thing that she was dealing with. And um I think that's a good topic to also talk about on my once a month with Danny, um is how do we get our sojo back. And I made a suggestion that if you have scraps in a basket, and you have it, because all of us have scraps. We have little crumb scraps,
Hmm.
and if you just sit there and just don't even think about it. Just sew those pieces together. And if you spend 10 minutes just doing that little bit, that's something. Like what you were saying, 15 minutes or so. And we told her, if you do that, you might discover that at some point your sojo will suddenly come back because it got you in front of the machine, even if it was just doing something mindless.
Yeah. My other suggestion too of that, and I've talked about this with different people. Thankfully, I really haven't ever lost mine, and I've been so fortunate for that. Is find something that brings you joy. If you don't feel like sewing right now and you see a shiny new project and you think, I'd really, really like to do that, but you have 17 other different projects about it, don't worry about that right now. Go ahead and get that nice shiny new project and just start on that. The hardest part is getting back in front of the sewing machine and getting going again, or the knitting
Yep.
needles. Or if you're a sewer, if you're a quilter and but you also knit and you don't want to sew, but you want to pick up your knitting needles and knit a pair of socks or a hat or a dishcloth, do that. I do honestly believe in my heart that getting back into crafting of any description is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think once you get if you start knitting, you knit a pair of socks or you do some scrapbooking or
Or
color,
coloring in a coloring book.
coloring a coloring book, whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. You need to do, I think the step is to find something that brings you joy at that particular moment in your life, starting on that, and then it'll just start flooding. Or the other thing that's helped me too is making a list of what I have, because sometimes I think we get overwhelmed, especially if you're like me and have 17, 25, 108 projects going on. It gets overwhelming. And I think if you sit there and you do a list of what you'd like to do, or just write down how many projects you have, a lot of times it's not as many as you think you have in your head.
Yep.
So that's my 2 cents of wisdom. Or I don't know if it's wisdom, but that's my 2 cents worth of opinions. And I know that's helped me because I know I've spoken to other people who have had issues with Sojo or Knit Joe or whatever else you call it, and that's helped them. So hopefully that helps you all out as well. I haven't seen Laura in a while, but she's out there in Arizona too. Um,
She's been on quite a few of my lives recently. She's
yeah,
doing better. She's off the IV now, and
good, good,
she's not 100% herself yet, but she says she is doing a lot better. And
good.
we've been seeing her more often.
Good. If you
Um,
see her, please tell her I said hi because I said I don't
I will
see her
do
in my
that.
lives as often. But then again, I'm up the crack of dawn for her, so I'm not surprised that I tend to see her more in the winter hours when she's only 2 hours behind set instead of three. So,
Well, you
um,
might see her on uh
Tammy's,
Tammy's slow night
yeah,
since she's been coming in in the evening hours. So
yeah,
you
for
might be able
sure.
to catch her then when you're there doing your thing with Tammy as well. But I will tell her what you said.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I will
So,
definitely do that. And Andrea says she's leaving to go to another live. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it.
no problem. We appreciate you very much. So I got my first one done. What do you think?
Oh, that one looks great. Is that batiks?
Most of it, I think, except for the orange, yes.
Oh, I love the pink in that turquoise color. That
Yeah.
looks wonderful, Sean.
I'm just grabbing stuff and seeing what sticks. So I've
Um,
got two more of these courthouse steps to do, and then I've got eight more of the woven stars to do. So that'll be fun.
yep, yep. I did some research online because I've been talking to Andy about something that has to do with batiks. So I went online to look to see how many um, companies or manufacturers, whichever you want to call them, of batiks. Do you know that there is one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine companies that sell or create batiks for that ship all over the place? And so I'm gonna name them off. Fanda Fabrics, which is in Qingdao, China. Hoffman,
Uh-huh.
California Fabrics. Robert Kaufman Artisan Batiks. Timeless Treasures Tonga Batiks. Batik Textiles for Bali. Island Batiks. So Batik. Ophodon Batik and Batik Tambal.
Oh,
But you
very
didn't know
nice.
that because I got to thinking about, you know, I haven't really been putting manufacturers of my batiks, in the description box when I post them pictures or on my YouTube channel, because I really don't know which company my scraps of batiks are mixed with all of them.
Right.
I think I'm just going to put a list. These are all the batiks I probably have in something I have in out, in my project.
Yeah, I don't pay attention either. Like I know I have Island Batiks floating around in my box. There's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
do
hop.
do that and Bali and Robert Kaufman and um Hoffman.
So I got a lot of Hoffman because that's what I get with cotton cuts.
Yeah.
All their boutiques. I think they work pretty much exclusively with Hoffman when they have boutique stuff. And then I've just gotten boutiques from, sometimes I get happy mail from viewers and stuff too, and they've sent me boutiques. And this, the thing with boutiques is unless you happen to write down what it is and everything else, there's no sell like the selvage doesn't tell you. So you're kind of on your own
Oh,
on
it
that one.
doesn't. Yeah, you're right about that. Hang on a second. I need to make sure I don't make a mistake on this courthouse thing.
Thank you very much. Everyone's saying that the block is very pretty. I thought that one turned out really nicely. I'm just like digging through my scrap bucket and just picking out stuff and just seeing what I think looks good together. This next one I'm working on will be a little more organized because this is actually one of the snippets collections from Cotton Cuts that I bought. You can buy the bag of the scraps. Um, and so this is from one of the puzzle mystery quilts. And so I figured this would look good together because it's a colorway that they designed. So I figured that'll work out nicely. I mean, the snippets is actually what I made this quilt with last year as well. I just turned it into half square triangles and it worked out beautifully. So there you go. Fern says, I love the black. It makes the other colors pop. Yeah, that's why I chose the black as a background. I really do enjoy using black or a very dark gray as a background on just about every quilt I make, just because it really does make the colors pop. In a lot of cases, in my opinion, more so than a white or a lighter background. I will use other colors, like I have used white in the past. I use green a lot, or blues as well. But yeah, if I'm not sure if it's going to be a multicolor thing, a lot of times my go-to is a black background. It just, for me, it works out really nicely. So how you doing with your progress there, Miss Katie?
I'm doing good. I'm over here. I finally started sewing after yapping for so long.
That's all right.
But
I
yeah,
know
I'm doing good.
sometimes
Yeah, go ahead.
sometimes I don't get a lot of sewing done in my lives either. I yap a lot too, so I can kind of relax as I'm the guest.
Yeah, you don't have to do the hard part. I
Oh,
I out of everything that I've been doing this year, project wise, all the collaborations and stuff, I have to say that um the StarClimber ranks up in the top five. Yeah, top five. My doing the 1000 blocked, I think I want to rank that one in the first spot because
I
I'm
figured you
really
would.
enjoying doing them.
Oh, your mate's here from Tuba Chat.
Hello, Kevin.
I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, his channel is a great place to get your channel promoted. Eh, because there's lots of people, there's different walks of life in there, and everybody's, they're not all the same thing. And a lot of these, that it's like a little family in there, and they will come to your channel whether they sew or not.
Right. That's a great little thing that you got going on there.
I think that's what's also helped my channel grow like it has.
Oh, I totally agree with that, to be honest. Like,
Oh, it's definitely helped my channel grow quite a bit. That's why I was so shocked when I hit the 5,000 mark. I'm like, oh my gosh.
awesome. Yeah, I'm just bad with names, and in Australia we don't have to worry about names too much because it's just like, hey mate, how you doing? Like we don't have to worry about that. So,
Y'all don't forget, if you have a channel in your if those of you that have channels that you're sitting in the chat, type exclamation selfie to share your channel. I finally got into my bot.
Oh,
Finally.
good.
I was cut off from it for almost 6 months, man.
Now that
It
happened, I
wouldn't it
wonder.
would not let me in. It kept telling me I was using the wrong login or something. I don't know what the heck. I think I figured out what the problem was. And it only happens every time my Advest browser resets itself. It takes out the cookies and stuff,
Yeah.
and I have to start all over again, which irritates me. And I finally got it in it, so now because I need to add some channels into the bot. Um, because I've interviewed a few people and they're not in my bot right now. Like Kevin's one of them.
Right.
Um, vintage Joe with vintage, yeah, vintage style. She's not in there.
Right.
Rita's not in there. I had to put her in there because I couldn't get in it. It was
But
being mean to me.
well, that's not good. Well, I'm glad you got that sorted out.
I did.
Good
Every
job.
time
And
I
you,
started getting frustrated with it, I just stopped messing with it. And then the other day
that's
I sat down and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna figure out what the heck's wrong with this thing. And I did. I figured out what it was. And once I corrected it, it was I was logging on to it wrong is what the problem was.
oh, okay.
Um, I was using my Kimmikins email and not my Living Greenland email. And I didn't realize when I set up the bot, I had used my Living Greenland email, and that was what
Right.
was causing all the friction.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you figured it out. So that's
Yeah. So I'm glad that, yeah, I'm so happy about having figured it out.
very good. So I'm trying to concentrate too, so I don't put the wrong piece of fabric on here because I put in the black way the color's supposed to be and vice versa more times than I care to count during this project. So
Kevin, how you doing? I missed your live last night. You know what? His live started at I think 8 Eastern Standard Time or something, or 8 my
yeah,
time. An hour after my live started. And I thought I would get off mine soon enough. And I got off and I go strolling into his channel last night and he had just stopped. It was just playing the outro, I guess you call it. And
yeah.
I'm like, dang it, I missed it.
Oh, that's happened to me with your lives more times than I care to count. And several other people. I'll go to log on, I'm like, oh, it says stream 47 seconds ago, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm
Yep,
watching a replay then.
missed the boat. Oh my gosh.
But I'll go watch the replay and say hi and all that good stuff. Because a replay still of you. It means just as much to
Yep,
everybody. The only thing you can't do is participate in the live chat. So,
yep. But they still get the watch hours because you watched it.
exactly. All right, Rita has to run out and turn the sprinklers on. Yeah, I don't think it's rained here in a while. No, actually, no, it rained early this week. I forgot about that.
Rita says that happens a lot to the lives for her too. I know someone came in right as I was shutting down the live, and she's like, "Oh no, I just got here."
It's it happens and it's fine.
I do think that when Nikolai's out this next go around, I'm thinking about um doing a couple of my what I call sleepless in Greenland thing
Yeah,
because I noticed there is a few people on the west from the west side of the United States that are up
yeah.
and they've come in and just want to sit and sew, and I think I want to do that. Especially when I'm restless.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like I think a lot of us are on the East Coast or Central, so there's kind of like a not as many on the West Coast. So yeah, once all us East Coasters go to bed, there's not a whole lot of us out there. So
Yep.
if you're waiting for me to do a midnight live, I think you'll be waiting a very long time. I'm
Yep.
sorry to tell you. The,
Yep.
t the 10 p.m. till like 11:30 or midnight with Tammy is about as late as you'll ever see me get. Um, I'll never say never, of course, because I said 5 years ago I'd never do a live, and look at me go. But at this
Hmm.
point in time, I have no intention of being live that late. So yeah, to me, it's like there really is that untapped market. So yeah, I say go for it. If that's something you want to do, I mean, I think there's, like you said, there's people out there that'll do it. Watch you. So it might take you a little bit of time to get people used to you doing it that late, but
Yeah,
give it a go.
I think that if I went live at midnight, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning my time, or even 2 o'clock my time, something like that.
Yeah,
I bet I could catch some of the European group that sews,
and the
especially
Australians,
those
because there'll
early to
be
rise people. And yeah, Australia, yeah. Or like Shirley from Alaska, because she
yes.
is 12, let me think. She's way behind me on hours. What time, time zone hours, I mean.
Yeah, I think Alaska's like 4 hours behind Eastern, if I remember correctly, because I think
Yeah, something
it's,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, if don't quote me on that, because I get Alaska a little confuzzled. Because yeah, I think it's Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific, Alaska or Aleutian time, whatever they call it, and then Hawaii is that last time zone before you go across before you go across the international date line and lose a day,
Yeah.
which is always weird because you leave. When you fly to Australia, you leave at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and you get to Australia 2 days later. But now it does feel like you've been on the plane for 2 days by the time you get off. But it's also weird losing that day.
I always feel like I lose time or a day or like a half a day when I fly from California
The
uh
East Coast, yeah.
no,
We,
when I fly from no, when I fly from do a straight shot where I don't have no layover, and I do it take because you're in the air 11 hours. Um, I lose almost over half a day, at least almost not quite a day, but almost from flying from California to Copenhagen because
yeah,
it
because
goes through
you'll
multiple time zones.
8 of them.
Yep.
So
And
yeah,
my
that
brain
is.
can't comprehend that.
Well, I've done it enough times that I'm kind of used to it now. So
Oh, you know what? I might just do this purple because then I can do the purple on the other side. Maybe.
the the weirdest part is for me is always when I fly from Sydney to the US, and you always get into LA or San Francisco before you left Sydney.
Yeah. Oh, that would definitely be disorienting.
Oh, they never do the Sydney to Honolulu flight because if you do it early enough in the morning, like if you could actually get to Honolulu the day before you left.
Wow.
Like we
That
left,
would be
uh,
great. That would
it wa-
definitely bend my brain.
yeah, we left. I think we left Sydney at like 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, and we got into Honolulu at 10:30 p.m. Monday evening.
Wow.
I was still sleeping in a hotel at 10:30 p.m. on.
I definitely experience jet lag big time when I fly from Copenhagen to California. It's worse when I do it that way. And when I flew to Raleigh, uh, I I had to go from Copenhagen to um, I think I flew in Boston, not Boston. Where did I fly into? I flew into JFK. That's what I did. And then I
Okay.
went from JFK to North Carolina. And I intentionally set myself to be there 2 or 3 days early because I knew I was going to have jet lag. Because I had to go from Greenland to Denmark. So Denmark's currently now 3 hours ahead of us. And then you go from Denmark to the East Coast, which means
6.
you lose 7 hours when you go to the East Coast. Or do you gain 7 hours? Which is it?
You lose.
Lose it. Yeah.
It's 6 hours from the mainland to
Yeah.
the east.
Yeah. So your brain is like, what the heck,
Yeah, it's really confusing. So let me ask you this question, since you've done it a couple of times, do you get more jet lag worse going eastbound or west?
West. It's way worse going west.
Really?
Yeah, because normally if I'm going to go to the West Coast first or fly home from the West Coast instead of the East Coast, I'll do what you call a long haul flight where I don't have a layover anywhere.
Right.
And you're going through you're 11 hours in the air. And when you land in Copenhagen, an entire day has disappeared. And you think so if you fly on a Monday, you think it's
Yeah.
still on Monday in Copenhagen. It's not. It's Tuesday.
So you have more trouble coming to the US. You get worse jet lag coming to the US than going back to Greenland, correct? Is that what you're saying?
I see what you're saying. Which
Yeah.
way? I would say going home until jet lag's worse.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, me too. For whatever reason, I can go to Australia and I can be like over jet lag in like 24 hours, but when I come back to the US, it takes me a good week because I've
Yeah.
also crossed 10 or 12 time zones. So they say it's one day, naturally it's one day per time zone. So yeah, I mean, I do lose a day c coming home or going to Australia because it takes on a good day 27 to 30 hours to get there. So with your
Do,
layovers and everything else.
do you sleep at all on the plane, or you
Very
like me
little.
have difficulty with that?
I have a lot of trouble with that because I'm 6'5" and I can't afford the nice comfy business class seats in the pointy end of the plane. So
Yeah. I so on an 11-hour flight, I might cat nap after they serve dinner, I might
yeah,
cat nap maybe 4 hours or 5 hours. The rest of
yeah,
the time
that's
I'm up walking the entire plane
yeah.
because I can't sit that long.
You sound like Amanda. She does the same thing. That's why I get the like she sits in the aisle because she's always up running around, and I get the wonderful middle seat. But that's okay, you know. Like, someone has to have the middle seat, right?
I can't sit in the middle. Well, I can't sit in the middle seat for mental reasons. I just can't because you're being touched on both sides. At least if I sit
Yeah,
on the aisle seat, I'm only getting bumped on one side, not both sides.
right.
Because
Well,
I have to literally breathe every time someone bumps me because I don't like people touching me.
yeah, I just can't afford the
I don't know how you do it as tall as you are. When I met you at QuiltCon, I'm like, you remember what I said? I'm like, oh
what
my
if
God, you're so tall. You and Luane.
that's what everybody says.
It's like, holy crap. I didn't even realize it.
It's not good.
Because you don't look tall when you're on the videos.
I know that's what like I think several people said that to me at QuiltCon where they said we didn't realize you were that tall, and I'm like, well, I am. So
Lori says, if you do that enough times, does it make you a few days younger? Laugh out loud.
sure, I wish that was true.
I wish that
Um,
was true too.
yeah, that would yeah, be nice. But then I couldn't afford to do that either. So I guess even if it did make you a few days younger, um, yeah, it wouldn't work. So
Now, Nikolai, on the other hand, when he's on the airplane, when we do it together, the long haul, he sleeps the whole daggum time. Once he's had his food, he puts earbuds in and he just like conks out. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so not fair.
well, apparently, well, not just apparently, it's very true. Like Benadryl, if you give me Benadryl, it'll knock my tail out for a good 12 hours, and there is no waking me up. I took it once in Nicaragua. I had to have two people carry me up the hill, put me in the bed. I accidentally took that on a flight going from Sydney to LA because it was motion sickness stuff, and they said with or without caffeine. I said without, without. Thank you very much. And I found out years later, I like passed out and woke up just outside LA, and I found out years later that it actually had Benadryl in it.
Yeah.
So so if I ever want to get a really good night's sleep on a plane, I could take Benadryl, but I'd probably take like a quarter of a pill. Otherwise, I'd be out for the entire flight, and the poor sucker sitting at the window ain't getting out of their seat the whole time, which wouldn't be
Yeah.
fair to them. I don't know, maybe quarter pill or half a pill of Benadryl for me on the plane would be a good idea. Anyway,
Uh,
that
yeah, go ahead. I'm just,
so that's a future Sean's problem.
yep, I hear you on that one. Andy says it's never good. It's never good sleep, but she does manage to nap. Her husband has a hard time, and she says, and she's in the middle. Hubby has the aisle, and daughter likes the window, and then she sleeps on my shoulder. Oh, she crowd you. I used to sit by the window seat, but when I had that panic attack that one year on the Air Greenland flight, I can I made sure that I can escape if I need to, you know?
Yeah. Well, the other thing we used to do too is like we'd book the flights early enough in some of those bigger planes as that at the very, very back of the plane, like the last two or three rows, instead of it being three across it on the outside, it was only two because the
Yeah,
plane tail tapers in. And that was always fantastic because, Amanda could sit in the window and I'd sit in the aisle or vice versa, whichever way worked best for us. But problem is now that I get motion sickness, and I found out that if you have motion sickness, you need to sit over the wing because a plane is almost like a seesaw or a teeter-totter, as you may call it here in the US. And the plane will also fishtail as it goes through the sky, which you won't ever notice if you're just, flying through the sky. But if you have motion
yeah,
sickness, having that,
you
being in
feel
the
it.
very back of it's the worst place you can sit. So, although now without medication, I can't even sit by the wing of a plane. So maybe I should just take the medicine. Well, I'm going to take the medicine regardless and just sit in the back of the plane and make my life a lot easier. I mean, I don't care if I'm the last person on the plane.
Yeah, I sit in front of the wing. I can't sit behind the wing because of that swaying motion.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just,
But I don't think I experience near stomach the sickness that I do when I'm in a boat. You know, if I like, I think I went out with Torben and them twice last year, I think, or maybe, yeah, I think twice I went out with them. And then you have all these months that pass by where you're not on the boat again, and then you get back on the boat, and as soon as it does this motion, this rocking sideways thing,
yep.
just wants to go throw up.
I get motion sickness now. Like I got motion sickness yesterday on a ferry. I've got motion sickness on subways. Like I don't ever throw up or anything, but I just feel queasy. And as soon as I get off and I'm on terra firma for a little while, I'm fine. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like I never had a problem. Like if I ride a roller coaster, I have to make sure it does not go upside down anymore. Yeah, it's getting old
Well,
is not fun.
as far as rides are concerned, I never have been able to ride any ride that spins you around because I
Okay.
literally will be sick to, I will throw up. I got on a tilt-a-wheel, and I had never been on one. And you stand up to do the tilt-a-wheel. And I could, and when you in that fast spin, they can't just automatically stop it. And I got sick while the tilt-a-wheel was spinning.
Hmm.
I didn't know I had a problem with it. And after that, I had a problem with getting on the scrambler. So I didn't get on that one anymore. But then when I did the tilt-a-wheel, I actually literally got sick on it. And then, it was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm sure. This piece of the fabric is not wide enough. Oops.
So I stopped riding any kind of ride that spins. When you
Linda
get
says,
older,
yeah, I was reading the same comment. I'm sorry. Go
yeah, go
ahead.
ahead. You can do it. Go
Okay,
ahead.
when you get older, or myself anyway, anything and everything gives you motion sick. Yeah, I am so glad that I am not the only one of is that way. Because yeah, when I was younger, I'd ride every roller coaster known to mankind. You could put me on drop towers, things that go upside down 15 times. Um, and I'd have a ball. But yeah, since I hit about my mid 30s, I think it was, it's not, yeah. The motion sickness is not good. And I can tell you from personal experience, having motion sickness all the way from Houston to Sydney is not my idea of fun.
Nope, it's not.
Not at all. So, all
I
right.
know that my youngest sister said she gets airsick or was getting airsick every time they flew between the United States and Spain. I don't know if she's still experiencing it now. I should ask her and see what she says because she was having to
Yeah.
take, she was getting medicine from the doctor because
Yeah,
hers was so bad.
that's what I've ended up doing is I got this it's a patch you wear behind your ear. It's a prescription
Yeah.
patch. And I have not tried it on an airplane yet. But for subways, for boats, like we went on the I forget what the Canadian version of Maid of the Mist is up there in Niagara Falls, but it works beautifully in that because that boat, like as you when you get to the base of the Niagara Falls, you you feel like you're in a washing machine. Like the boat is just a
Mhm.
rocking and a rolling and carrying on, you know. And with the patch, I did just fine and dandy. I felt, like I could run a million miles. So yeah, I've tried all the over-the-counter stuff. None of it worked. And then I tried the patch. Just that I have not tried it with an airline flight yet. Part of me wants to like take a flight somewhere just to see, but that's a very expensive experiment to do because for me to
Go
fly
to
far,
Greenland.
well, that's an option, I guess. I was thinking like maybe going to Vegas or the West Coast or something like that, but then I'm like, do I really want to spend $600 on that? $800 on an airline ticket to test a theory? Like, I don't know, probably not.
It's a 4 hour flight from Newark to Nuke.
That might not be long enough because I made it to Houston. It's 3.5, just fine and dandy. And so I need it to be a hair longer.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, otherwise, that would be an option. So I don't know.
Andy said, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
We'll have we'll have to see what happens.
Andy says she's the same way. Tilt to wheel or tilt to whirl? No, thank you. And then Linda says she did okay with all the stuff until she was 40. And then Andy
Yeah.
says back problems plus motion sickness means no more wild rides. And her daughter, her only child, loves the thrill of roller coasters. Hubby sacrificed last time we went to the Universal Studio, but from now on, we'll have to splurge to bring a friend for her. Yeah, Nikolai and I went, and y'all are gonna laugh when you hear this. I used to could ride Space Mountain at
Uh-huh.
Disney World, and so the that roller coaster you have two seats. You have the person in the front, and then you're behind, or whichever way you choose. And I used to could ride that no problem. Then PTSD became part of my life, and I didn't think anything of it. And so when Nikolai was there in 2009, we went to, was it 2000? No, 2010 when we did the Disney thing, and we got on Space Mountain. I thought I was going to have a freaking heart attack. I just, oh my god, it was every time it snatched you in one side or snatched you on another, or it made these loud sounds. I didn't remember them being like that when I was younger on it, and so I know now I can't even get on a roller coaster,
Yeah, I
which is,
attempted some roller coasters because we took Ali and Eva, our exchange students from last year, up to King's Dominion, which is a theme park, actually just down the road from the State Fair of all places. Um, Earlier this year, a couple of times, and I knew I couldn't go upside down. Oh, very nice. Did you mean to change the order on each side?
yeah, I did that on purpose.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, if it isn't, it looks good anyway, and I wouldn't bother changing it. But I was like, I don't know
Yeah,
if you did it
I've
on
done
purpose.
that on purpose. I kind of wish I'd have used the green up here more, but I didn't. But it's okay. We're doing Scrappy, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just more curious than anything else. But yeah, the girls, we took them up to King's Dominion, and they wanted me to ride some stuff with them, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can try some of these wooden roller coasters that don't go upside down. And thankfully,
You were all
like I
right with
know I did okay. Like, like those things are not designed for a 6'5" dude that's a little chunky. But I made it through. I did just fine. So there you go. At least I know now that I can ride some of the rides with the kids, but for the most part, we just let the kids, run on the ride. Amanda and I'll sit down and just watch the world go by. And,
that.
we had fun that, we had fun going up there those days. We just sit back and relax and chill, or I'd go, I'd go get drinks or meals for us while the kids rode the ride. So it works out quite nicely for us.
That's good. Joyce JK says, I've been lurking off and on. Now I've got to leave. I will see y'all around YouTube. See you later, Joyce. It
All
was
right,
good to
thanks,
see
Joyce. It was
you.
good seeing you. Yeah, Joyce is a lovely lady. She's
She
been
sure
very
is.
supportive of both of our
Yep.
channels for quite some time. So
Yeah, she comes in and I'm always happy to see her.
yes. All right.
There's like 5 or 6 people that have stuck it out since I started in the beginning, and they're still watching me.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That means a
I
lot to me.
yeah. I know I've seen names come and names go, and I know some of them have been around from the start. Like I think Chloe would be one that I think's been around from pretty much the start, and there's others. I forget though, because I can't remember why I walked into the kitchen sometimes. So that might have to be next week's question is, how long have you been watching? Because it'd be nice to see um who who's been around since day one. I just think it'd
Yeah,
be fun
that is a
to
great question. Yeah,
write that down somewhere
very good
before I forget.
question. Oh, let's talk about this poll while we're doing. What time is it?
30, I think, or close to it.
What time did you say you had to cut out?
10.
Okay, so half an hour from now.
Yeah, we got about
Uh,
half an hour left. Yeah, because I've
so I'm gonna read the question and then give everybody time to vote if they haven't voted. So far we have 18 votes. So if you haven't voted, please vote. And don't go look it up, just guess if you don't know the answer. So what word means feeling of discomfort or unease in a situation that is unfamiliar socially? And I know that Sean knows what this is.
oh, I
And
guessed I had a 1 in 4 shot. I'm pretty sure I
yeah,
got it right.
you probably did because we've talked about this so many times. So the first choice was admonition. Second was abnegation. The third one was arrogance. And the last one was awkwardness. So if you've not voted, please go vote.
And then once she reveals the answer, I'll tell you if I was right or not.
I'm almost betting you got it right.
I'm pretty confident this one. Some of the ones that you've come up with, I was like, I've got no idea. Like I've got to, it's kind of like when I did my final chemistry exam in high school. It was like I'm taking a guess here and hoping that I've got a 1 in 4 shot of getting it right.
Yeah, I would love to put Greenlandic words up there, but I got to teach y'all more of them before I even try doing that.
I think it'd be fun for you to throw them up there and just see how we do
Yeah,
with
see how
no
you
not.
do. Yeah, because I've mentioned several of them, and I've even typed in y'all's channel. If it's at nighttime, I put in Cinesaret, and then I started adding decos, which is TUKASS, which means decos. That means
Right.
see ya. It's the same as you and me saying see you later.
Yeah.
That's
No, I
what it
think it'd
means.
be that'd be fun for you just to see what happens, because it's all for fun. This is not Jeopardy.
Yep.
You're not playing for $10,000. If you're looking for a prize of $10,000 on the YouTube channel, I'm sorry you found the wrong place. I hope you find it soon, and best of luck
Yeah.
when you enter.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we don't have that sort of budget.
So I was trying to have this discussion with Nikolai the other day. You know, foreign language words tend to be written in a forward, forward like we write our English forward. But when you translate from like Spanish to or from English to Spanish, it puts the sentence backwards, kind of. I
Yeah,
hope
the
I'm
sentence
saying that
structure in
right.
most European languages are different.
Yeah. So it's the same with Greenlandic. So I made the comment. I said, so the way I said, so I learned how to say the weather is good, which is Sila Noan. And I got to thinking about that, and I said, honey, wouldn't it mean actually mean good weather, not the weather is good? Because if you looked at it in the way that English is going to be turned backwards, it would make sense to say good weather instead of saying the weather is good.
Right.
And he just
I don't
looks at
know.
me like, well, you're right on that, but don't worry about it. But it occurred to me that maybe it's like when I say I love you very much. A suit means very much. And so I stick a suit on the end of Asavocket. And I said, shouldn't a suit be in front of Asavocket instead of at the end of it? And he said, yeah, you could put it in the front of it, but the way you're doing it's fine too.
Well, that's good. Yeah. I said I don't know very much about other languages. I know a little bit of French, a little bit of German. I know about 7 words of Spanish. But yeah,
I
I've noticed a lot
can't
of the
speak Spanish.
oh my accent butchers the Spanish language. Like even when I was saying the right words in Latin America, these people would look at me going, "What are you talking about?" Like, so I've given
Yeah,
up on Spanish.
I have 2 semesters of college Spanish on my AA degree, and because you don't use it, you lose most of it. I can still read quite a bit of it, but not as good as I used to could. And I
Yeah.
definitely don't, sometimes somebody will say something in Spanish. I'm like, oh, I know what you just said. And they look at me, really? You knew what I said? I'm like, yep. And when I told them what it was in English, she's like, you're right. You did understand what I said. It's like,
I
yeah.
don't even pretend that I know.
But it doesn't happen all the time because sometimes I hear Spanish words. I'm like, I don't remember what that means. I
I know
remember hearing
the
it. I remember using it, but I don't remember what it meant in English.
I know the important words. I know how to ask for the bathroom. I know how to ask for chicken. I know how to ask for a drink, and that's about it. So,
So, what do they call the bathroom in Australia?
Dunny,
Okay, over here in Europe is a VC, which is WC.
yeah.
Or
No,
we could be even more laid back and just call it the toilet.
yeah,
First
a
time
lot
I
of
said, first time I said, "Where's your bathroom at?" I was at someone's house here. They looked at me like, "What's a bathroom?"
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I know in Britain especially, yeah, they ask for the toilet.
yeah,
And it's kind of like down the street too. If you I've asked for the toilet or the dunny, either way.
interesting about it. The word gunny,
That's a more informal word, but that's what I use.
because I would associate gunny with a military person who um, shoots ordnance.
On a dunny with a D, D as in David, not gunny. No, yeah,
Oh, Gunny, gotcha.
dunny.
Thank you for
Yeah,
correcting me on that.
yeah. Because like, what are we talking about? Gunny? Yeah, military.
Sorry, I thought you said Gunny.
Ah, yeah. Linda's asking who calls it the loo. Yeah, most of the British Commonwealth calls it the loo as well. Britain, Australia, New Zealand. Not so sure about the Canadians. Maybe someone in here in the chat can tell us that. Yeah, the loo is like the informal way in most of the British Commonwealth countries to as well.
Pat, she's been working on number 15 Midnight Sky. Yay,
Look at
I
look at
can't wait to see a picture of it when you get it finished. Her
look at you
blocks are
go.
looking lovely.
Look at you go encouraging everyone to do all this fun stuff, Katie. You're doing fantastic.
Thank you. I'm really enjoying this because it really does, it's definitely a skill set buster for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching this on and off. I mean, I haven't participated because I have too many projects going on as it is, and I really don't need to be starting any more.
How many do you have going right now?
I don't know. I'd have to go count. Probably like, are you talking about
I have
stuff that's
7,
not,
so I
are we
understand.
talking about like stuff that's not at a quilt top stage yet?
I'm talking, well, I consider, so I actually currently have 7, not counting the things that are, that I have 7 projects going on that relate to the channel. Put it that way.
Right.
That's the best way to answer that question. I have other things that I haven't bothered to talk about on the channel. I know you brought up a subject last night about next year.
Ah, yeah. It's like, what did they talk to you about? Like, what do you mean next year? That's happening this year.
What makes you think we're gonna have, or yeah.
Okay, so here's my plan, and I'm going to put it out here on the interwebs for everyone to hear, and so you can all help with this. Is next month? I think what next month we're changing it up a little bit next month, right? We're doing oh, what's it called? With the pre-cut pieces.
Oh, the Stitch It kit. Yeah, we were supposed to
Thank
be doing
you.
the Stitch It challenge.
Yeah. So we'll do that next month. We'll see how we go with that. And then I was thinking in November, maybe you can start your legit kit. What do you think in the chat? Let us know. What do you think? Do you think in November when we come back, we should start her legit kit and I can continue on with mine?
Yeah, y'all answered Sean's question. As
We should
you
put that,
well, some of you might not know, I was gifted the Ursula Major legit kit uh when I hit 1,000 subscribers on my channel. So I've had it a year now, right?
no more than that because you got it at QuiltCon. Didn't Becca give it to you at QuiltCon?
Yeah, she did. She handed it
So
over
that's
to me.
18 months ago. So I had
Um,
mine for about 18 months before I started mine. So tick,
yeah.
tick, tick. You know, it's time to put the needle to the fabric and get it going. So I think yeah, I think November we should all you know, you and I can come back and we'll get you started. You know, once you get started, it really will become a lot easier. Like if you can do this, you can do the legit kid.
Okay. I'm
You
just
already had the
scared.
fabric.
Yeah, I got everything I need. So, except for the organization part of it anyway.
Yeah,
And I'll
that's
have
future
that,
key.
and that will be dealt with once I get my box from New York because I ordered a bunch of different sizes of project bags where I could like I it's one of these this project bag I'm talking about. It's
Yeah,
like a kit and it has large, medium, small, and then extra small. And so I figured I would divvy up the fabric and put the sticker on the outside of the project bag. And that way I can keep it organized. And then I can use a big project bag to put the actual pieces that we sew into that, you know. I don't know. I'm I'm worried I'm gonna mess it up.
you can't. It'll be just fine and dandy.
Yes, Linda, I have been doing blocks from the 1,000 block book. We're going to be this upcoming week, we're going to be doing block number 17. Wednesday, I will be able to because I put a poll up for people to vote on which block they like the best, and then based on the percentage of votes, we'll determine which block will get started first. And then we'll do because we do four and I do them every other week and every other Friday actually. And based on the voting percentages determines which block gets sewn that week. I hope I explained that right. Candace says, just do it, Katie. Hi,
That's right.
Candace.
Good job, Candace. And Candace does some beautiful work with her FPP. You know, I get to see that at our guild meetings. She's been doing this really fun set with the Flintstones.
Oh, that sounds cute.
Yeah, and I think she's finished it up now because I don't. So I'm excited to see what else she comes up with next time at Show and Tell. But yeah, she's been doing that. Joyce is asking you there, Miss Katie, if you can show the book on the 100 blocks.
Yes, it's this book.
Oh, there you go.
This book is starting to look worn. Look how it just flops open now.
Well, that means it's been well loved.
Yep,
So
it's being used. But this is the book, and I bought mine from Amazon. Um, golly, back in 2015, I think. And and then I just had this idea of let's use this for skill building because it's definitely a book that has enough stuff in here that any newbie, by the time you finish doing blocks out of here, will know how to do. The only portion I haven't tried to mess with, um, well, we haven't done any foundation paper piecing yet, but we are one of the blocks that's on the voting this go around will have paper piecing and regular piecing. But there's a section here also that's applique, and I don't know how to do applique, so that's why I haven't even bothered to try putting that as a block.
Oh, applique is super easy once you get going with it.
I can do reverse applique. I know how to do that.
Yeah, no, regular applique is easy. You just put it on a zigzag, or if you have a blanket stitch, you just put it on that, and then you just go to town. I find the easiest thing to do with your applique is just put some lightweight fusible backing on whatever you're appliquing, because then it doesn't tend to bunch up as much as otherwise. So, if you need some pointers and some helpers before you tackle that one there, Katie, you know where to find me.
Um, did I make a mistake? Did I? Candace says wrong, Candace. I don't know what that means.
Oh, I thought that was Candace from my guild, so I think I must have said the wrong can. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's on me.
Okay, because I was like confused. I'm like, wait, I said Candace, didn't I?
Yeah. No, that's
Okay,
me. I was
it
getting
was
people
you. You're the
yeah,
culprit.
I'm getting people confused, which I do all the time. So, and I apologize for that.
You're the culprit. I'm like, I was confused. Like, huh? What?
All right. So Joyce said she wanted to make sure she was ordering the right one this time, so I think she's in good shape now.
Did you order one already?
I
That was the wrong one, Joyce?
I don't know.
Gosh, I hope not.
Well, maybe she'll find if she did, maybe hopefully she was able to return it or find some value on that one too.
Yeah. I think the next book I want to buy is that encyclopedia one, the one that has all the blocks in it. That
There you
and
go.
um, there's it don't. From what I understand from the couple people who have it, it doesn't even have. I don't know if it has measurements in it or not,
Hmm.
but it does have the history of some of the blocks in it and different little things. It's just a little bit pricey,
Yeah.
which books are books, and I don't. I have paid up to I don't like I have a Hortus third book, and I know you don't know what the heck that is. The Hortus third book is a book of every plant Latin name on the planet in it,
I'd
and
hate to.
yeah, and that book cost $150. And
Alrighty then.
most of us who study plant stuff or whatever have one.
I mean, that's the price of a college textbook.
Yep, it sure is. And I bought mine while I was in college.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't think I'll be rushing out to buy that book anytime soon.
Yeah, it's only good for people who want to know like how many species there is of an oak tree, which is Quercus, and that book will list all of them for the whole planet, all the Latin names, all the cultivars, all the different, yeah.
Can't chat GPT and these AI things do it for you now anyway. You just type it in and go, how many oak trees are there in the world and their Latin names, and it just go boom.
Y'all keep mentioning this chat thing, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have not used Chat GPT, but it's kind of something that you can type stuff in and it'll it does a lot. It's basically AI. It does all sorts of different things. What it does exactly, I don't know because I've never used it. But
I was
the
just gonna
kid
say, is it like when I use google.com and I type in something I want to know?
kind of sort of, I think. I mean, yeah, a lot of that stuff's coming back now with AI responses and that, which come in very handy. Like if I need to know how to fix something, I can ask the AI thing and it tells me. And pretty accurate for the most part.
I'm a
So,
I'm a I'm a Google user like nobody's
oh, me
business.
too.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
I
so I'm gonna.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. I was just gonna say I'm gonna trim this block and then show you all this one. 'Cause this one's done now.
Uh-oh, and I'm getting in a fight with a straight pin for some reason. Oh, I see what the problem is. Yeah, I can't wait to see your next one.
Yeah, apparently I cut two outer strips. I cut too thin somehow. So I
Uh-oh.
had that's okay. Not the end of the world. I had extra, so I just had to redo it.
So I started cleaning up the stuff behind me. Ah, I have this table where I've been cutting scrap fabric on, and I have a pile of scraps on that table. I haven't even gone through them yet. It's like my scraps keep growing and growing and growing instead of disappearing.
Well, it means you got to do more scrappy projects.
Yep. Then I was in the cold room looking for something in there in one of my totes. I was looking for some um AG fabric
Uh-huh.
um because I wanted to use it with some other AG fabric, but I was looking for a
Right.
specific color. And I looked at two totes. Remember how I told you I thought I only had like two or three jelly rolls in my house? I found two totes with jelly rolls that had been unrolled sitting in it.
Hmm.
And it's like, now I know what I'm going to use for jelly roll day. That bright, happy color stuff. And I'm not going to crack open my boutique one.
Yeah. If you're looking for me to do something on Jelly Roll Day, I think you'd be sadly disappointed because I only own two Jelly Rolls. They've both been opened. Actually, one of them is what I'm using for the background on this project.
You should come watch Saturday because Nikolai's took up the challenge again.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll
So,
I'll try and make it. Depends on what we're doing with the
okay.
girls. If I
Okay.
don't, I can always come check out the replay as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try
Because
and
it'll
tune
be,
in whenever I can. It's just yeah, a lot of times I'm out and about running around. When you're live, just
yeah.
you know how life is. So
So it'll be him, me, and Teresa Louise doing
oh,
the
that'd be fun.
but me and her, she's gonna teach me how to do the potato chip using a jelly roll. And Nikolai's just gonna do what he wants to do with his jelly roll because the other jelly I found one more jelly roll that was from Kansas Troubles. It's the prairie called Prairie hang on, I'll tell you what the name of it is. It's called Prairie Dreams by Kansas Trouble. And
Nice.
so, and he likes the colors in it, so he's going to sew those jelly roll pieces together.
There you go.
I don't think we'll get done Saturday or anything, but it'll be fun watching him sew again.
Yes, oh for sure. Yes, so no, I'll definitely try and make that if I can,
Okay,
and
that would
then
be
if not.
cool.
And if not, we'll catch the replay. But yeah, no, the jelly roll that I got for this one actually came from a friend of mine at work. She had her hands on it's what they call a skinny jelly roll, which I'd never heard of before.
I've heard of the skinny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1.5 inches wide. It was black.
Yep. I actually have one, but it's in a
Yeah.
tote, and I don't know which one.
And she's like, "Do you want it?" She's like, she knew I like solids. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll find something to do with it." And then this project, it was right around the same time we started doing the courthouse steps, and I was like, "Oh," and it called for 1.5 inch, wide strips of fabric. And I'm like, well, I know what I'm starting up, what I can start using this for. It's
Mm-hmm.
made the whole lot easier. I've just been cutting it out for each of these blocks. So that's this one here.
Hey, that looks really good, Sean.
Yeah, the brown against the black, it looks kind of similar here on camera, but in real life, it's got a decent amount of contrast on it. So that should work out quite nicely.
That looks outstanding.
Yeah, I'm just trying to show it so it's not as dark as it looks. So there you go. I'm really happy with those two. So for anyone that came in late, I also did this one earlier
That's
in the
great.
not the podcast, the live there as well.
Did you have a chance to see the replay of the live the other night where I did an unboxing of someone from Canada sent me a box?
No, I have
Um,
not. I'll have to add that to my
she,
growing list of stuff I need to watch
she
today.
gifted me she gifted me a box full of batiks.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
Fridays that you did that on?
I think I'll go look for it and send you a link for it because I'm at
Okay,
in
perfect. Yeah, I'll do
Monday or
that.
Thursday. I don't know.
All right, that's fine. I will definitely check that out. Where did I put my other thing of stuff? Oh, there it is. So I've also got this one to do.
Oh, that's gonna look fantastic.
Yeah, these are just
Um,
like four that I got um pulled out of the bucket last night. So
yeah.
all
Rita
right.
says Rita says where did it go? She says, see now I know the advantage of being blind. I do not have to look for colors anymore. And
Yeah.
it's time for you to go, isn't it?
Almost.
About
Yeah, I think
almost,
I know
yeah.
it goes so quickly, but yeah, we got we got an event with the girls in just a little bit, so
They
that,
all
that
like your block, Sean.
well, thank you. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. And this is just one of those projects where you can just really just go digging through your bin and just throw stuff together and just see what sticks. I found that high contrast works best. And but yeah, really anything you put together, like even some of the other combinations I've done, I wasn't quite so sure about, have turned out fantastically well, like this and
Yeah,
like all these greens together.
they're
That one's
looking great. Yeah,
yeah.
that's fantastic.
And then this one's just kind of hodgepodge of different tulip
Yeah.
pink fabrics. And that one turned out nice. This is all Alice in Glass fabrics. And then it's some more of Tula's. And then I
So
really like that one. And then the stripes. So there you
Pat
go. That's
says,
what
thank you, Katie. I want to finish number 16 and then I'll post the pictures. Awesome. I can't wait to see her thousand block pictures.
I know, definitely. Yeah, please share those. And I'm definitely gonna have to look into doing the whole pulling the pictures off my Discord and showing those in a future video as well. I think that'd be
I've
fun
tried
to
to
do as
post some
well.
of them on my, because you have my, whatever you call that, my room on your Discord.
Yeah,
And then Sherry also set one up on hers so that I could
yes.
go back and
I've
forth.
seen that.
Yeah, I need to finish getting the rest of those blocks put up there so you can see all of them. I don't think I got all of them up yet.
That's okay. You'll get to it when you get a chance. Rita says I told my dogs it was their turn to sweep and mop the floors. They ran away to their beds. Yeah, that's I think mine would probably do the same thing if they were told that.
Yeah, they're like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. What do you think, Copper? Do you want to mop and sweep the floors? No,
It's
he's
not
just sitting there
today.
looking
I
at
want to
me.
go to sleep.
Yeah.
Pat says,
So
I need to finish up my stars soon. I have the courthouse steps are done. Awesome. She's working on, you're doing the StarClimber too, aren't you, Pat? There's
I
two
think
or three
so.
people doing the StarClimber too, which is awesome.
I
And the
know.
other
Yeah.
thing, Sean, they're doing is this, I finally have a name for it, by the way.
Nice.
It's going to be called Katie's Creative Chaos.
They
But these are,
that's a
yeah,
fun name for it.
that's going to be the name of it. And these are all from the charm squares that I had in the house. Hey Zaza, she says I just popped on to say hi to everyone.
Very
Um,
nice. Always good
and
to see my
also,
friend.
where did she go? Christina says those are lovely. Your
Thank you.
blocks. I think I got, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna get this block finished before you have to jet.
That's all right.
If I'd have started when I was talking, I would have had another one done.
Yeah, I was worried I'd get it all done and then run out of stuff to do, but that's not the case. But that's okay. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Um, so we'll be are we so for this is so next month we're doing are we doing both the StarClimber and the Stitch It, or are we just switching over to Stitch It for
I
October?
was I was planning on just doing the stitcher because I think that'll take 2 hours at least.
It will take 2 hours at least because you and I will be okay. So let me talk to them about it and so they have a heads up on that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Unless you want to put that
No,
off and
no,
do that.
it's fine because I'm oh here's you only got one small one though, right?
Yeah.
I bought two.
Oh, okay.
The only reason I bought two is I originally paid for a large. And then a week later, I get an email saying, I'm sorry, but we don't have the large anymore. But they had the large when I paid for it. So
Well,
I ended up with two of
sure.
these.
Yeah, no, I just bought I forget what size I bought.
Let me see. I'll be able to tell by looking at it.
Hang on, I gotta find it first.
Because you might have
Think it-
bought a small. And if you did buy small, if you have a chance between now and then, uh, actually, this is a mini. So I bought two minis.
All right, this
In
is a
fact,
mini.
okay, so then what we can do is just sew together one and then I'll just add to it after the fact.
I bought a bigger one
So
than the mini. Oh, well,
this
that
is a
doesn't matter.
stitch it, huh?
I thought I bought a bigger one, but I probably didn't.
I think you said you wanted to test run one and see if you actually liked it or something.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
because
like
they were
something I
on
would say.
sale. They were, weren't they? I think they were 40% off or something like that.
Yeah, it
This
was a good
is
sale.
Stitch It Kit. And in the Stitch It Kit, you have uh three sizes of half triangles, squares, and rectangles. And there's no pattern with these. You are the designer of whatever you do with these blocks. And so me and Sean was I don't remember what month it was. We were going to do the challenge, and my stuff didn't get here because of all the hem hawing back and forth that went on. And we both got busy. Yeah, they're pre-cut. There is no cutting here. We're just going to sew them together however we want to.
Like I like to tell people the way I think about it is it's a puzzle mystery quilt with no where you're
Yeah,
making the puzzle. Like
yeah, no pattern. Yeah. And I also have blocks where I've done it. I actually have a tote up there. Um, hold on. I know you gotta go, but let me show this real quick
okay.
so they have an idea. So I had bought a previous mini Stitch It kit when she first started sewing them, and I bought one that has all of these colors in it. I'm sure you can see that. But
Oh yeah.
here's what I've done with quite a few of I still have pieces left that I've got to decide how I want to do them because I need enough blocks to at least make a mini quilt. Let me move these all out of the way and I'll show you the blocks. So I've made a couple of these.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and then I've made bigger ones. We have one that looks like this, where I use the big triangles.
Oh, that's nice.
I have one that looks like this.
I like that too.
Yeah, me too. And then I have one like this, and so our challenge is me and him are going to do our thing, and we don't have no rhyme or reason to how we're going to do it. And we'll see what we get out of them.
I might be stealing some inspiration from you actually, because I was like, I keep looking at that thing and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this. I did better with the little 12 days of stitches last year because it was like 12 little boxes. It was just the
Mhm.
little triangles and the little squares, and that was easy enough. But with yeah, these other pieces, kind of been at a loss as to what to do with it. So yeah, I might be coming back to this video later on when it gets closer
I
and
would
actually,
suggest, I would suggest if you want to, Sean, take them out of the box and look at, spread them out on your desk,
yeah,
each size, and have a look at them and the colors and everything.
yeah,
Don't, I'm not saying sew them, but if you pre-look at it, your brain might formulate an idea. And if
yeah,
you
yeah.
do formulate an idea, you can write it down on paper. So when you get started on the sew or challenge, you'll know what you're going to do.
That's kind of what I did with the stitches last year, the 12 days of stitches. I each day I'd pull them out and actually sit them here on my table and make a layout, and then I'd take a
Yeah.
photograph of it, and then I just did them line by line. So yeah, no, that's wonderful advice, and I'll be definitely taking you up on that. So that's what
When
we're
I
going to do
posted
next month.
when I posted this first block of this thing, I posted it over on Cotton Cut's website. And we as quilters would never say mean or make naughty comments. And someone wrote on there, that is just too busy. It's not pretty. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, what's not pretty about it? It's happy colors.
No, it's not for everybody, but if it's not something you enjoy, just my suggestion is say nothing at all, or just say, hey,
No,
good job.
because
Not every
work
color
sometimes
scheme
has
is for every.
consequences to, you know, you're like, they
Yeah.
said that. Is it really ugly like they said it was?
Don't listen to them. It's yes, it probably just wasn't their cup of tea, and you know,
Probably.
but they could have handled it a lot differently. But you know how it is. So I
Rita
like
says,
busy.
yeah, what you just said. And then Rita says, but busy is wonderful in a quilt. See?
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't think I'd ever want to say something negative to somebody.
Well, no, because words have consequences sometimes.
They
And it
do.
bugged me for a couple of weeks. It really did. It bugged me. I'm like, I don't understand what was ugly about it. Because every time I looked at it, I'm like, What's wrong with it?" you know. Rita says, isn't that what they make zippers for? Zip, mouth shut.
Just remember, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one, and some of them stink. So,
So anyway, that's our plan for October. I'll Or you want to do it the first Sunday or the second Sunday?
first one's probably fine. Let's just put pencil down the first Sunday. I don't think we're doing anything that weekend.
Yeah, I
On
don't think
Sunday
I am
morning.
either. Not that
So
I know of.
stay tuned. Stay tuned to Katie's channel, and she'll put up the dates once we have that all finalized, just to be on the safe side. But yeah, if you pencil down the first Sunday in October, that should be pretty close to it.
Yeah, I've already got it pinned in here. Sean
Oh,
Stimpy
okay. Well,
Challenge 5th
then that's when
of
we're doing it.
October. Yep. So it's already pinned in or penciled in.
All right, excellent.
Thank you for coming today. And again, remind everybody what day you go live and talk and what day you post your podcast.
Okay, so most of you already here know who I am, but yeah, Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, so I'm the early guy, and then Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern is my podcast. So yeah, definitely duck over and check out both of those if you already haven't done so, because this morning's podcast has been up for about an hour now. I did get it, I actually recorded it, edited it, and they got everything uploaded before I started this morning's live. Go me. So yeah, love it if you go check it out. If you like what you see, you know what to do. And also, yeah, check out other stuff at Katie's if you're one of my viewers, come over to Katie's to see what's going on. So thank you again, Katie, for having me. It was a pleasure. It's always a lot of fun making these little blocks, and I did do just a little bit more on this one.
Oh,
So
that looks good, Sean. Uh,
yeah,
Rita says she wants to take a puzzle, cut it apart, and make it into a quilt block. I think that's a great idea. And
oh, definitely.
Pat says, have a blessed day. Another wonderful live, Katie and Sean. Thank you, Pat. And one other thing I want to mention real fast before we hang up. Don't forget to start looking at the community tab in the Facebook group because I will be posting the Google. You missed out on this, so if this includes you. You can come and participate if you like. I'll be
Okay.
posting the PDF or the link for the Google form for the giveaway that I am hosting on
Well,
October
The 12th?
I'm doing a giveaway because I hit the 5,000 mark, which will be scheduled for October. Hang on, I wrote it in here. Was it the second? No, the
Well,
fourth.
the
It's
4th,
so
okay.
the fourth, yeah, and I'll be giving away gift cards. And on the form, it'll be a list of the online companies that you can, and you only have to, you're only going to be allowed to pick one. And then when if you're a winner, that's the gift card you're going to get. So
Yeah, it was interesting, like you talk about that because I think I won. Actually, I did win one of the last
you
ones,
did, yeah, you
and
did.
that actually
You
allowed
bought
me
the
to buy.
stitches.
I bought no, actually, I bought these were
Oh, you
virtual.
bought the paper, yeah.
Yeah, because I chose Fact Water Shop, and it was $25, and I think it was like by the time I paid for tax and shipping and everything else, I think I may have paid like $1.12 or something silly like that. So yeah, you actually paid for this for me, so thank you so much for that. So yeah,
Well,
definitely join in on that with Katie. You just never know. Like I don't ever win anything, but I was one of the lucky winners. So yeah,
yeah, there's
definitely.
I think 56 people filled out that form, and I gave away things to 8 or 9 people.
Yeah, so your chances are good, definitely. It's better
Yeah,
than winning the lotto. So, well, your chances are better than winning the lotto. Winning the lotto would be probably better because it means you wouldn't have to work again, or worry about money for a while. So, but
yeah,
yeah, definitely jump in on that because your chances of nailing a prize are pretty darn good. So,
yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Sean, for coming and hanging out with me and sewing with me again. I enjoy sewing us sewing together, and I
Likewise,
missed it. And yeah, and again, thank you for all of your support and
no
mentoring
problem.
and coming to the rescue when I needed help. I really appreciate that. And thank you, everyone, for uh, coming to the live this morning and also for supporting the channel and always being the backbone of this channel, because without y'all, there wouldn't be a channel. So have a great day, and I'll see you on the next live. And
All right.
remember, live, laugh, love, and dream. And what do you do with that? You make something beautiful. So see you later,
All right.
everyone.
Bye, guys.
Okay, in stream. Hopefully we'll get more views